is Liz. Welcome to my little urban homestead and welcome to Fabric Friday. Sutton Stays, whose channel I watch and love, and I made her a canning mat a few months ago and sent it to her. I'm on her Facebook page and people have posted about the canning mat. Where did she get it from? And so I posted on that I'd do a video showing how I made it, because there's no pattern for it. So first of all, I sort of basically write down where I want it to sort of look like. This is what I did for Lisa's, but this one I'll be keeping. The next thing is I chose my fabric, which is like a calico muslin from the remnant packs, and I've laid out some canning jars. As you can see, I've laid out some wide mouth jars because I obviously want to make sure there's going to be room in between them to for helping them cool down. And yes, I normally use tatler lids, but Jane, a friend of mine from America, has sent me some wide mouth metal lids as well as some tatler ones, but so I've used the metal lids on these and it was lovely hearing the ping. But I digress. So that's what I want. So basically there's a hand in between. Because I'm using tatler lids, I want a hand width in between so I can get in with my oven mitt, hold the jar and tighten the band down, the ring. But I've laid out, if I was using my 23-quart canner wide mouth jars, and get 7 on the bottom, 7 on the top, which is 14. If I'm using regular mouth, I can get 8 and 8, which is 16. So here I've got a line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 by 3, so that's 18. More than I would need, but it'll do a big a double canner load for me. As I don't do that much and I have got a large canning mat, I'm only going to do a small one for myself. So if I was using my 16-quart canner, I can only fit about 7, something like, yeah, 7 in the bottom of it. So, or 8 regular mouth. So I'm going to do half the size. So all these I won't need, but I'm going to do a half size one. So I'm basing it on my plan, but I'll show you what I'm going to do now. I've got one of my iron off marking pens, so I'll be able to iron my markings away. But what I want to do is see the size from there to there, that's 5. So basically a 4-inch square, no, a 5-inch square. Yeah, a 5-inch square for each one. So I'm going to mark that off now. So I've drawn everything on. This is a small mat. You can make it whatever size you want. Lisa's holds 16 jars. I believe there's 16 circles, but you can make it whatever size you want. I'm doing this one 9 because I have got larger mats that do for a big canning session. So this is for a smaller canning session. I've done 5-inch squares. That's where the jars will be. So this larger square is a total of 15 inches. I've gone round it 1/4 inch away and marked, and then I've added another 2 inches from the 15 square, a top line which I brought in by 1/4 inch to match this top line, and then wrote in it canning. And that's what I'm going to do on this. I'm not going to do anything else I could do, but I'm not. So you can put inside it another piece of fabric, a tea towel, a towel, or in my case I'm using some spare bit of batting. It doesn't have to be thick batting, just enough to give them a bit of a cushion to sit on. So I'll put this inside it because it'll be the front and the back, and I think I might use Jenny for sewing this one. So when I've got her set up, I'll bring you along. Right, I've set Jenny up now, and I'll pull my threads through, and what I'm doing first of all is just sewing that square. I'm using my normal foot and a stitch length of about 1.5, and my feed dogs are up. Once at the corner, drop your needle, foot up and pivot your work into the bottom. Same at the other corner. Oops, and be careful if you're using pins like me, you don't hook them round anywhere they shouldn't be. So you're just following the lines that you drew. If you haven't got a heat erase pen, you can always use chalk, or if you have no tailor's chalk, some people use soap to mark it. And I'm coming back across the top now. and finish off by just back tacking slightly and pull your work out. Now I'm going to carry on doing all the straight line work. Now I'm hoping this camera will pick it up. I am doing the centre square. I'm doing the centre circle with just my normal foot and the 3 dogs up to show you can do this with basically the machine you've got. You don't have to buy any extra attachments. So I'm just following my circle all the way around. If you need to well, obviously you will need to keep rotating, but when you do, make sure your needle's down. And just keep pivoting it round. Use your hands as a pivot point. If you're not exactly on the lines, it doesn't matter because you're going to be removing those lines afterwards. In my case it's there with an iron afterwards. Yours might be chalk or whatever. Also, I'm doing it on Journey to show you it can be done on any old machine. It doesn't have to be the newfangled modern ones. And basically, that's your circle now stitched out. But we want to compact this middle down. So I'm just going to do lines on it, straight lines. The edge, turn, come around your circle a bit, needle down, pivot, and turn. And these are only short lines anyway. Same again. And see if you can get them as close to the same each time. So needle down, pivot, have a look. Now I think I need another stitch to get me the same width. One more stitch, and that's near enough. That will do me. You can make fancy line patterns. You can go, once you've done it the once, you can go across it as well to compact it down even more. You can do 3-point triangles. Keep doing them, whichever you want. I'm going to do them all different ways, or not. I think I'll put my hopping foot on and do some quilting. I haven't done any quilting in months, so this will be good for me. Miss the line then. That's it. Put me back on it. And just backtrack slightly to lock your stitches. As you can see, just straight lines. And as I say, you can go across doing straight lines. You can do whatever pattern you like. It's just to actually hack that down slightly and so you've got an indication of where to put yours. So I'll carry on and finish this, and I'll show you when it's all done. Right, I've just finished all. I've done different things in each circle, and I've just basically wrote canning on the top of it. You can write your name, you can put anything there, put ugly chicken if you want. But I haven't stitched on these lines that divide them. I'm going to take all my safety pins out now and iron it and trim it down as well. So I've ironed the markings off and trimmed it down. My camera died on me, so I'm not sure exactly where I got to, but I've put this binding on it. It's gingham, and mainly because I've made myself some tea cloths in this. They're 100% cotton curtain weight, so I made some tea cloths. I wanted some tea cloths, so now I've got a canning mat that matches. And as you can see, I've done all of them slightly different patterns on them, and it says canning on the top of it. But it's simple to make, very easy. If you're learning Freemason quilting, it's a good practice piece for you. Thank you. Bye.